Hello, welcome to the One I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank. I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, wearing clothes. I'm wearing a Kamala Harris Joe Biden shirt. It's called Shits and Giggles. Anyway, I have a random video of Danielle in the background because, well, we're going to talk about her, but I don't care about the reasons why Danielle isn't a part of New Jeans. We can go back to my first video about the whole New Jeans situation, and this is back when they did the emergency broadcast, like in September, and I said Danielle will not be back. Now I gave reasons why. I think the official reasons why they're giving why Danielle is not going to be back is because she was doing solo promotions and the Adore didn't want the girls to do any promotions. She's doing them anyway, and she was the main reason. Well, her and her mom were the main reason why things are so difficult. Anyway, but the reasons that I gave that Danielle wasn't going to be re-signed, and this is back on the first video, was her attitude. She was acting like she didn't want to be there. Usually, if you want to work somewhere, you're not publicly disrespectful to your boss. You're not publicly, well, and then in her case, she's famous. You're publicly not disrespectful to, the press. Just in general, you usually have a better attitude because you're an idol. You're supposed to act a certain way. And then the other reason why I gave that Danielle is not going to be back, she's not good looking enough to put up with all her bullshit. In K-pop, if you notice, all the idols that get away with stuff, like when it comes to personality problems, so Irene from Red Velvet when she had her controversy. Now anyone else would have been, canceled, blacklisted, whatever. Irene said sorry once, took a break, and then when Christmas came around, she showed up again, and like people aren't going to be negative around Christmas. That's going to kind of kill the mood, and so she like skated by that situation. But what is Irene? Usually when people think of Irene, they think, well, let's just argue and say top 10 most attractive woman. Some say in Korea, but definitely in K-pop. I would say she's at the time, I don't know, like top 5 at the time. She's post wall now, and there's been a just a deluge of more idols that have debuted since that time. So she's more top 20 now. I wouldn't say she's top 10. Just based on her age, she's like 33 or whatever. Like you're not going to be top anyway. And so I did say that Hyen and Hanny were guaranteed to be re-signed, or I mean, not re-signed, but not dropped from the label. And the reason why I said that is because they're the best looking ones. I mean, and that's just kind of what matters because uh, that gets like that moves the needle. That gets sales. That sells albums. Okay, and so because everyone was saying Hani is going to get kicked out because she went to the I forgot what the National Assembly and told all those lies about Eyelet being mean to her and work harassment. I'm like, that doesn't matter because the fans who like New Jeans, and you've seen their fan base. New Jeans fan base is adult men. I'm talking about the hardcore fan base. It's adult men between the age of like 25 and 40, whatever. Do you think those guys care about Handy's personality? No, they don't. So I said Hyen and Hani were guaranteed. Okay, and then Heron to me always came off. She was just there because everyone else was there. So that's why I didn't really talk about her, but I did say that she'd be back. I did say that, but she didn't really, like she said the least. Like she's been the most quiet out of everyone. I just think she's there, and she's probably just there because they wanted to leave the group. So she's like, okay, well, I guess I have to do it too. Minji, I personally don't like Minji. She has a personality problem. She's like Danielle. But here's the thing: you want New Jeans to come back as a four-member group. It's just with the songs they have and the choreography they have, they they can do it with four and it'll look good with four. And we are used to seeing them with four because Hyen had the broken foot for a while, so we did see them as four, and everything works out. Singing, choreography, it's fine. New Jeans as three, I just don't think it'll work out. And so the reason why they instantly sued Danielle and kicked her out is to force Minji to stay to keep it as a four because Danielle's getting it's like to translate it to American dollars. I believe it's she's being sued for $30 million for breach of contract. Okay, so far Adore has won every court case. So Minji would have to be an idiot to not resign. I mean, not, I keep saying resign, but to leave and then get sued for breach of contract. So they are using Danielle to scare the living shit out of Minji to make sure she stays, and then it's just better than to have to replace Minji because people are there's some people who are emotionally attached, and then there is a certain part of the fan base that thinks Minji is a visual. I don't know why, but anyway, so Minji is a important part of the group. Now she's not the most important part, but she's an important part. So same predictions. Danielle is gone. I did say Minji would be gone, but I didn't know that there'd be like a $30 million lawsuit. So I think Minji's gonna stay because of the lawsuit that Danielle has received. There's no way Minji is going to go to court and then lose $30 million because they can do the same thing to her that they did to Danielle. Because everything that those girls have done, like like the emergency whatever live stream and all the negative stuff they've said about the company has damaged the company, damaged the brand, and damaged New Jeans brand. So they can sue Minji for that too. So if Minji's smart, she's gonna suck it up and stay in the group. So they will be four. And most K-pop groups, if you notice, when they lose one member, they're actually better because the other members have a little bit more responsibility. And usually in K-pop groups, especially like when there's five, six, just a lot of people. I know in some groups of 13, but usually in groups that have you know a lot of people, deep down every member wants more lines or wants more screen time or wants to be featured more. That's why every group that like even Girls' Generation, when Girls' Generation lost Jessica, Sunny got a lot more lines and more screen time that came off, and it looked like she really enjoyed it. And but like the group got better. And I know it's just one person, but everyone got a little more responsibility. Everyone kind of stepped up. So, and then Danielle is I've only heard international fans say this. How can you kick Danielle out? She's the prettiest member. She's not. In Korea, she's considered the ugliest member because she's mixed. She's half Australian, half Korean, and Koreans want a full Korean. I mean, that's what they would prefer. So you can't take your international way of thinking and apply it to a Korean and apply it to Korean culture. Pretty much the like So is probably the most popular white slash Korean artist, and she's the exception because she's just really pretty. So it's like whatever. But I mean, she's way better looking than Danielle though. But that's the only member like that I've seen. I mean, the only idol I've seen that's been really popular but been half, half Korean, half white, because they're not liked. I mean, there's some Korean like look at Idol. Minnie was supposed to be the lead vocal, but the company didn't want a non-Korean to be the lead vocal. That's why they got Mignon, because that stuff matters in Korea. So uh, Danielle also was a one member that if they got rid of, it would have got the least the least amount of backlash because she was the least liked in the group. Now internationally, she was really popular, but that's international doesn't matter. But so I predict that supposedly Adore already has an album ready for New Jeans to perform. So I think after some backlash, because what's going to happen is they're gonna some people are gonna want New Jeans to apologize. Okay, but what have we learned about this? Anytime you apologize, it's never good enough. Okay, so let's just say that they apologize. It's not going to be good enough, and so then the story and all the comments on everything they do is going to be about fake apology, and that's going to last. And I'm assuming it's the same with every other group, just like what happened to Kiss of Life. It lasted for roughly, I don't know, because I think the comments kind of just the negative comments just stopped. But I remember it was like a good 3 months that they were complaining about the apologies. Okay, so either way, if they don't apologize, see, I think if they don't apologize, it's better. And if the label makes a statement about the whole situation, it'll go away faster. If New Jeans, if they make the girls apologize, first of all, it's going to be a forced apology because the girls spent months talking about how they hate working there. They feel depressed and stressed out when they go in. So then if the girls apologize, everyone's going to be like, oh well, they're under duress. They hate being there, but they're being forced. So they can't win because they spent like a year talking about how toxic the work environment is. So the company has to make the statement. But this is my prediction: they're going to put out that album because in court, Odor said they had an album and they played 5 tracks, right? So they make that album, right? They tour. They probably do one world tour based off that album and like their previous songs, and then they go on a long hiatus. I'm talking like I'm talking like 3 years. I'm talking like maybe they do one other thing for like the rest of the duration of their contract. I just don't see how the company puts more into them because they spent a year talking about how much they hate the place. So it just makes everyone look bad. But prediction is they make that one album tour and then go on hiatus. But I think because they made even though they've been away for a year, Adore made a lot of money off of their merch, their album sales, and their online content. So like New Jeans still made money, even though they didn't do anything for the past year. Okay, so you don't have to promote with New Jeans to make money. So I think they're gonna slow drip online content. They're gonna make more online content. But when it comes to music, I think they're only gonna make that one album and then just do like online content because that makes money too. I mean, like you can make a well if you're popular and have a lot of subs, you can make a lot of money off of YouTube, and so they made a killing off of YouTube, and then all their other online platforms too. Like they'll, I think they're on, are they on V Live? Whatever online platform that you have to pay for to talk to the idols. So like they got that money too. So either way they're gonna make money. But I only predict one album, and then I mean maybe a single or two because there's going to be other producers that are going to want to give them songs because they do make money. But I just pictured the hate train is going to be too much, and also I'm going to predict all the members are going to have to take mental breaks. You're going to see each member in the group be on a mental break hiatus, and it'll probably like stagger because supposedly they all hate working there. I don't know if that's really true, but if it is true, if and I don't believe it, but let's just say if it's true, if the work environment is that toxic, I predict each member will have to go on a mental break and be on hiatus for a couple of months. So I'm also predicting that a majority of the rest of their contract, we're going to see three of them a lot because someone's always going to be on a break. And see, what I would do if I was Adore, I would get rid of Minji. Well, you already got rid of Danielle, and then I would do a maybe like a New Jeans survival show to get three more members and make New Jeans a six-member group with three new members, and then keep of course the other three, Hani, Heron, and Hyen. Kind of like what 50/50 did. They were a four-member group. They got rid of three, and then they added four more, so now they're a five-member group. And that version of 50/50 is better than the original version. So I would do that with New Jeans. Get rid of Minji. You already got rid of Danielle because they got the biggest personality problems, and they really like you could tell they don't want to be there. Goodbye. Add three new girls. Rebrand New Jeans. So like now they're really New Jeans. Like they're like new jeans. Because these two girls are too connected to Min Hee Jin, Danielle and Minji, and just their personalities, their real personalities showed, and they don't act like idols. They act like I don't know what's the proper word, but I don't know, bitchy, entitled, and that's kind of hard to get rid of when you see them pretend to be idols like on other content they make. You're like, yeah, but you're the same girl who was talking down to the CEO or making fun of this. So I just don't see how it'll work out. But I'm not in charge, so it doesn't matter what I think. But anyway, I've said what I had to say, and I'm not gonna be like everyone else and make 300 videos about it. That's why I waited for so long because my first video I called it. I said whatever back in September. Danielle's definitely not gonna be back. Of course, my reasons were different, but anyway, um, I'm over New Jeans anyway. I would completely blacklist them and then wait for the contract to run out because you're still making money from them anyway, and then let them go, and then they can do whatever they want when the contract's over. Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. Peace.